Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our last Monday of the year before the next phase of our life, which is called the New Year, which is Rosh Hashana, which we spoke about in the last 3 or 4 weeks, mentioning what is the gift, what is the beauty of this so-called holiday. Now, let's explain holiday. Holiday means a holy day. Right? But from a Kabbalistic point of view, holiday is nothing to do with the holiness of that, but the whole of that. Whole, which means connected to circuitry. That's what holiday is about. It's never about I'm celebrating something. We spoke a little bit, but now we understand that anything that relates to a holiday, it meant to bring to our life circuitry. It's a cycle. It's something that allows us to connect to continuity, as we said before. So in this particular time, called Rosh Hashana, is the infusion of light for humanity for one particular year, that year or last year, whatever one attended or connected. Why is it important to be connected in Rosh Hashana? Why is it so important? You know, and I thought about today about another example that really can for me, it brings home. You know, when you have a phone and you want to do upgrade of the phone or update to your software, right? If you don't plug into the internet, there's no way you cannot download the new version, right? So every year, people not connected or plug into the new year, to that event, to that cosmic event. And in that event, the creator of this world, right? Whatever you want to call it, light, force, energy, anything works. Send us once a year upgrades. I don't know, iOS 16, iOS 20, or you call it Android system, whatever it is that you feel are connected to. But in that moment in time, we receive that upgrade or that update of the new version. And that is part of why I want to be plugged in, why I want to be attentive in this time of the year. Most important is to do the work in the month of Elul, the month of Virgo, as we spoke before. What is the work? Majority of the work that we spoke about, and again, also today, is not simply just to show up. Show up, okay, I'm receiving the upgrade or the download, right? The universe sends us a download in this 48 hours. But like your phone, when you want to download the new version, what does it tell you? There's no space on your data, on your hard drive, right? You have to clean out some pictures, clean out some garbage, right? And then you can download the new version because we need 1.6 gigabyte. It's the same thing with our vessel. Most of us want more. I want more. This year I want this year I want that. Or every year, it's been given to you everything, but it cannot be downloaded until you get rid of the garbage in your vessel, which means the unnecessary things. And we spoke last week, and again, also this week, it's important to awaken. What do I want to remove? Because vessel, most of us, let's say this is a vessel, this is a cup, it's a vessel. There's a certain degree how much that vessel can accumulate. But if that vessel filled up all these years with a lot of unnecessary garbage, unnecessary desire, unnecessary nonsense in our mind. So come Rosh Hashanah, I want to give you a new upgrade, a new thing, but there's no room. You have to empty it. So majority of the work that needs to be done prior to Rosh Hashanah is simply not, I want more. Yes, that's great. But just first of all, get your vessel empty. That's way more than any time of any other year you've done. What do I want to empty? I want to empty a couple of things. One is each one of us want to think about wrong loves. Wrong loves. What do you mean? We use the energy of love, the energy of giving, the energy of this is a force, right? Love is a force. But love for the wrong thing, love for the wrong people, wrong love for the thing that cannot really benefit my soul. anything that I'm injecting love, or I love, even love for physical things that are not in service of others. I love my new apartment, I love my new house, I love my new car, but it's only been serving me. That's wrong love. Why? Because if it's just for me, eventually the me or who you are, your vessel, is very small. If it's not about influencing, if it's not about changing the world, if it's not about creating a greater impact, what that love for the thing do is loving things that have a finite energy that's blocking your vessel. I want to love something. I want to infuse love in an endless way. Love to something that have continuity. Anybody want to be in a relationship with someone who just take from you, right? Think about it. Even a home that you're living on, that you're living in, is always taking from you. You have to clean it, you have to organize it, you have to fix it, you have to pay bills, and you're always like taking from you. So it seems like, what's the point? I'm born and I work like a slave all day long just to pay for the apartment, just to live in New York, or just to live in here. And then eventually a person says, no, why do I need all of that? I'm going to live in a shack somewhere in the desert. I have no expenses, no taxes. Why do I need it? Working like so hard to pay the bills. Why it doesn't benefit anybody? Because there's no real life in what I'm doing. It's just like working to pay bills. People eventually get tired. People are like get frustrated and they don't know why. And the reason why, of course, is because you're injecting love and energy into something that doesn't have any continuity. Unless you realize that your home is a tool to bring people closer to the light. They help people, hosting people. You feel that your home is supporting, a greater revelation in the anything that you have in life that have influence there, have continuity. Therefore, it doesn't really take space in your vessel. The same thing like your phone. If you can download many pictures, but it stays in the cloud. It doesn't hold your phone. So you can have everything, but it's not attached to you. It's not on you. It's not every day I have to go, I have to pay bills because I have to pay for this, For me, even it's, sometimes I'm working, you see people working so hard, and eventually they're not happy because all what they do is just like done. It's going into payment and the kids' school and all of that. It's great, don't get me wrong. But if a person doesn't have continuity in what he loves, in what he's injecting energy for and to, eventually the person will get frustrated. Why? Because it's like a heavy weight to your vessel. So now comes Rosh Hashana every year, wants to give you a new movie, wants to give you a new revelation, wants to give you a complete new upgrades to how you think, how you connect to others, how you connect to yourself, how you plug it into everything. But there's no room. It tells you maybe next year, maybe this year, I can bring it to you. Maybe this year you're going to empty your vessel. So first, the majority of the last week, again, I want you to feel a little bit more intense before we come into Rosh Hashana, just to make sure that the work that we're doing right now is start to eliminate. It's like a process of elimination when you're doing with diet, right? There's a diet of elimination. You eliminate carbs, you see how you feel. You eliminate this, how I feel, right? So you start eliminating things that you love that doesn't really give any benefit to your life, or doesn't have any continuity in your life. And you're going to start seeing that. Again, just start to see that. So this is the big picture. Now I want to go into a beautiful conversation that one of the Kabbalists shared with us. His name is Rav Ashlag. He started the Kabbalah Center in 1922. He started the spreading of the Kabbalah, and that's since then we continue in this work. So in this portion, the last portion says, Atem Nitzavim. Now again, a lot of the wisdom of Kabbalah came from that particular week energy. So there's a lot of secrets in this portion, in this moment, that are waiting to be revealed, but it's missing one thing that the Kabbalah speaks about, and I'm gonna really elaborate about it. But first, to understand what's written, right, physically or as a story, and then we need to understand what is it for my life? What can I use? How can I use it to benefit my own life today in standing in front of Rosh Hashana? So it says the word atem nitzavim. You standing in front of the light of the Creator today. Kulchem, all of you. Whether if you are going to attend, whether if you're not going to attend, whether if you're going to even know about it or don't know about Rosh Hashana, you all coming and standing in front of that day, these 2 days. You all going to stand in those days. Well, I'm not going, I'm staying home, I'm not sure I'm going to even, I don't even know what it is, you know. It doesn't matter. Because it is something that you're going to do, your soul going to do. But if you know a little bit more, I think you can gain so much more in life. And again, this coming year. So one is to look at the word nitzavim. Atem nitzavim. What does it mean, nitzav? Nitzav is standing still or standing straight, right? But the word, it's important to give it these different phases, because once you understand the phases of this word, then you understand our job and what the message is. Because someone says, Atem nitzavim, you're going to stand in front. Okay, everybody can read this and understand that they're going to stand in front of the light of the Creator, in front of the whole tikkun, the whole correction, and see what I'm going to do about it. But what is nitzav, right? It's to be positioned. One aspect of that is to position myself right. You know, because sometimes when you're about to open a business or when you're about to launch the next level of where you're going to be, you got to position yourself right. You have to have things in the right frame for them to start manifesting. Then, if you're looking at this, it's so interesting why this word has been used like that. You know, the people in a movie, you know, when you're watching a movie, there are many, many people in the movie, but none of them is actually the actor. How do you call those other people? Extras, right? You know what the word in Hebrew? Nitzavim. Ani nitzav beseret. I'm an extra in a movie, right? So that's the same word as an extra, okay? Let's understand more. What is the word nitzav more? It's the handle of a knife or of a sword. That's the same word. Listen, there's many, many different words that word represent. Another thing is nitzav mishneh or nitzav in, right? What is it in the army? In the army, a major or general, it's called a nitzav, right? So now again, or the word, you know, perpendicular, right? Staying still, staying straight, right? Why this word? Why one word that was chosen represents so many things, so many different layers, so many different revelations? One word. And instead also say the word atem. Atem is you, all of you, but atem is the word for emet. You switch the letter, you get the word emet, which is truth, right? Truth. So you standing in front of the truth of who you are this week and coming to Rosh Hashana, this is where you're facing the truth in your face. And again, when things are in our face, sometimes it's very, very much destructive for us because we cannot handle it. Let's understand. Before we continue, before we understand deeper, let's extend more of that sentence because it's important. Then the portion starts and naming who is standing today. Kulchem, what does it mean? He says, Rashechem, all the heads, Shiftechem, all your tribes, right? Ziknechem, all the elderly. Shotrechem, all the policemen that you have. Now it seems like, yeah, it's interesting, but it's random type of words. All these people, what do I have to do? You know, what's the connection with the elderly of the country or the policemen of the country? What does it got to do with me? What do I need to know about it, right? It's all of what and how we show up this last year. Again, it's been given to you 1 year, it doesn't really go back to other years. But if you're ready, it can bring you more from other years. Rosh Hashana. First of all, Rosh Hashana, your head. What is the head represent in Kabbalah? So it's not physical head, but represent the upper 3 levels in your tree of life. Each one of us have a connection to the tree of life. It's called the upper 3 sfirot, the upper 3 layers that are storage. In this world, they represent by our parents, your father and mother, and the light of the Creator. These upper 3. Your father, mother. What does it mean, my father and mother? It's not just specifically your father and mother, but it says to you that your life is dependent on your connection to your father and mother. What do you mean? No, I'm not connected to my father and mother physically. They live over there. We have a disagreement. That's one thing. But the truth is, the reason your soul chose these parents because they are, in a way, in your movie, to guide you or to share with you some kind of a secret. Your parents holding a key. Once you use that key, you unlock, meaning you're going to do the same work, but it would be much greater than before. So this is what stands. You come to Rosh Hashana, and in Rosh Hashana, you come in and says, okay, what have I done? What type of work that I've done with my parents? Did I learn a lesson from my dad? Did my mom influence me? How? Why am I disconnected for them? It's not physically just about your parents, it's about what they represent in your life. It's not like 101 psychology. It's simply some kind of transformation that you can do with them, or that you chose to disconnect for them, or to see them, or to compartmentalize their behavior and who they are, and they're not worthy of my love, and all the story that they left you when you were 6 years old, all that is good. But if you didn't learn why your soul chose it, you come to this year, it's going to be very hard to influence more on you. So we have to see what's the purpose of your parents in life, right? So it's one work that you need to do every year. Get more lessons, you know. Second thing is talking about Shivtechem, your tribes. Shivtechem is meaning this year, in what type of environment you chose to be. What type of people you connected yourself to, you attach yourself to, right? Because that is, you know, as they say, you know, show me your friends, I'll tell you who you are, right? And why? Because everybody know, according you plug yourself into a certain environment that you think that's the right environment for you. Maybe it doesn't serve you. Maybe it doesn't create any continuity in your life. So again, which are the people, and also how many times I did something because my environment told me to do it, meaning the outside. My friend thinks I should do this. My friend tells me everything. No, don't wear this, don't go this, don't do this. But every time we given our power to my environment, we given our power to other people. So they decide my life. No, not just that. Anybody, how many times we said it? Anybody here think that they're wearing a clothes that they chose? How many times we said it? We're not. We're wearing clothing that the designer thoughts to design, and the publicity or advertising sell it to us. Oh, you should wear this shirt, it's the best shirt ever in the world, right? Then you wear, oh, wow, it's nice, right? Or they putting a model and says, wow, she looks so good, he looks so good in this clothing. Maybe if I wear it, I'll be like them, right? That's what people do. Or if I will buy that car, meaning I'm part of this, or if I will live here, meaning I'm that. No. That's something that you completely disconnect yourself when you do things because your environment influence on you and told you and pressure you to do this way. All of that you need to remove before the Rosh Hashana. And again, I'm going to give you a direction, a clear, simple tool that will literally change everything. Then he says, Ziknechem. Ziknechem is the elderly, the older people. But it really doesn't speak about people. It speaks about the old actions, the old open deals, open conversations, open relationship, things that I left open and I don't want to deal with that. It's weighing on our vessel. It's harder to move forward when you have things open. When things are lingering, and you know how many times it says, I'm going to do it tomorrow, and then you delay it for the next day, and eventually you feel bad about it. This is what you want to bring to Rosh Hashanah. This is what comes. This is what comes. You remember in January, you did such and such, and you left it open. Either you dated, or you told someone, or you started a business with someone and you just left it, or start a conversation, or I want to be connected to that individual and you never did an action, or many, many reasons like that you left open. All of that coming to Rosh Hashanah. And all of that is something that you want to clean and close before you coming. Then he speaks about Shotrechem. He doesn't speak about the policemen. Think of, all the policemen in my country will come to Rosh Hashanah. That's beautiful. But what is a shoter? Shoter is kind of like a whip. We spoke about it. Shoter is like, you know, when there's a lesson that you don't want to learn, it's like keep coming to you, right? That's like a shoter, a policeman, right? So what does it mean? You want to look into what comes to Rosh Hashanah. It's like, did I learn all the lesson? Did I actually obey all the rules that I set up for myself? How many times you said, I'm not going to eat after 12 o'clock at night anymore. That's it. I'm not going to drink more than 3 shots of this. I'm not going to do that all the time. How many rules we said? These are the cops who comes now to claim back. You remember how many laws you came up and you didn't do any of that? All this coming back to claim the light from us. Again, this is what is in our vessel. This is what delaying our vessel as well. So now, what happened with that? As a result of that, let's connect all of that together right now. I hope that's clear. If not, you can always listen to it again. That's the gift that we have to record it. So we know that most of people that doesn't really study or really evolve in their life, it's very hard for them to take responsibility. Right? What do you mean? To be responsible for everything that happened or didn't happen in my life. Either good or either bad, doesn't matter. Am I responsible for anything that happened this year? I want you to look at 360 days until today. And look every month, or if you can, some of us have journals, some of us have videos, some of us pictures from this year or whatever it is. Go back to the beginning of the year, January, what pictures you took? Where was I? Do I remember what did I promise myself to I do and I didn't do? How many times I said, in this issue, it wasn't me, it was them, It's so easy, I find people blaming. And it's okay. It's okay to blame others in our, misfortune. And that's work. And actually in the world, it's acceptable. And it's unacceptable, Kabbalistically, spiritually. It's just, you can say it, you can think this way. And but maybe 20 people agree with you why it was right when you behave this way in January or February. But in this time today, you want to take responsibility. What are you blaming? What benefit happened when you put someone down and you put them as your scapegoat, right? Oh, it's them. My misfortune in life is because of them, my parents, my brothers, my this, my that. And people live like that and think that's okay, which comes Rosh Hashanah, no upgrades, no updates, same thing exactly. Therefore, what's happening? Most people live life and they are not the main character of their movie. They're just what? Extras. Extras. We feel we have powerless in our movie. We feel we cannot, imagine an extra comes to the director. I don't think you should do this movie this way. I said, excuse me, who are you? You're just an extra. Just walk back and forth until I tell you stop. Right? Sit here, pretend you're eating. If you've been an extra in a movie, right? I never been, but I saw how they make movie. And those extra are just like every individual in this world who have no control over their life, who are no responsible over their life. What do? Sit here, pretend you're eating. Scream, just be a screamer, okay? Just bang on the wall. This is what you're gonna do. Extra. That's nitzavim, atem nitzavim. Oh, it's the same thing, don't worry. If people are coming, people don't take that event in such a deep and meaningful way. It's because, don't worry, it's okay. Don't worry, the creator says, your creator tells you, don't worry, okay, maybe next year. But this year, you're going to be another person who banged the wall all the time and doesn't really understand. Why I'm not controlling my life? Why I don't get what I want? Why this? Yeah, you're full of garbage in your vessel and you keep accumulating. I'm trying to help you. So responsibility is in a way of complete responsibility, not a little bit. It was a little bit me and a little bit them. You go there, it's a little bit more excuses, right? So now, if each one of us take this opportunity and says, you know what, I want to be the right hand of the creator. I want to be the what do you call it? Back then in the time, there was a king and the hand, right? The hand of the king, they call it the hound, the hand, right? So the hand of the king, right? There was the guy with the key, with the pin, right? Whatever the king needs to do, okay, he's advising me. And I advise the king and the king advising me, and we are together making decisions. I'm executing everything that the creator wants to do in this world. That is who we are. That is what we're meant to do. That's the only thing. And all the rest has been taken care of. Your home, your children, your money, everything, your investments will be taken care of. But if you're taking care of it, the creator says, okay, I'm not going to take care of your money. I'm not going to take care of your kids. I'm not going to, because you're taking care of it. Instead of taking care of what I needed to do in this world, in helping so many people. How many people you think know this consciousness that we share right now? 200, 500, 2,000, 20,000 people. You know what? 1 million people. It's just a drop in an 8 billion people community in this world. It's so sad, but it's also our responsibility. So now, that's been said. What the Kabbalah speaks about? Now let's go a little bit deeper into it. In the introduction for one of the most powerful teaching of Kabbalah, is the teaching that people think you get crazy, right? It's not. It's simply you get the orders of how this world works. And that's why it's so crazy. Because once you realize we're completely going in the wrong direction, it's crazy to think we're continuing walking in that direction. But anyway, I want to share with you a few ideas that this today, again, I study that every year, but this today, I got so excited. I took markers like, oh my God, this is amazing. I just couldn't stop marking the book from different revelations, okay? But in this week, and again, it's all going to come together as we're moving forward, there is a verse that is mentioned there. And it's strangely, weird sentence, which I will explain to you in a second. You see how is it possible? I don't get it. In this week, Moses gives the Israelite a direction, giving them a message from the light of the Creator. Tell them, this is what you need to become. This is who you are. Right? The verse says, Re'e natati lefanecha hayom. Come and behold, I gave in front of you today את החיים ואת הטוב, the life and goodness, ואת המוות ואת הרע. And I gave you death and evil. First of all, by itself, buying within itself, that's already makes no sense. Because there's no God who can bring evil to this world. If that is not, he's not even God, it's not even creator. There's no way there's a force who bring evil to him. So buying within itself, we have a problem here, but let's break it down. Let's see this, the beauty of the Kabbalist. So the verse says, come and see life and goodness that I gave you, but you have the option to choose evil and death. Evil, negativity. Anybody here, anybody waking up in the morning and choose evil? Anybody? Have you ever find somebody choose to be evil, to be negative? I didn't find that, right? Then he says even more than that in this week. ובחרת בחיים למען תחיה אתה וזרעך. And then the Torah says to us, and you should choose life for you to be alive. What do you mean? First of all, there's a double meaning here, right? If I choose life, why you tell me if I choose life so you would live? If I choose life, I'm alive. Why you have to say that? Right? You and all whatever comes out of you. Your children's, your businesses, your clients, your secrets, whatever it is. But now let's break that and understand what it means. Here, the verse speaks about free will. And I'm sure most of you who been alive in this world for 20 years, 30 years, 60 years, whatever it is, anybody here recognize or ask themselves, do we have free will? Do we have free will? Right? It says choose life. What do you mean? Do I have free will? Yeah, of course I have free will. I can choose any time. Let's understand what type of choices been given to us. What type of free will we have access for. And again, if we understand that and we're doing this work this week, next year you're completely different. You are a completely different person. Absolutely incredible person, and things will rapidly happen in your life that you will not be able to handle even thinking about them. You won't have time to think about it or to process that. Why does he say choose life for you to live? Because, as I said before in the beginning, when I'm choosing that life, yeah, I'm choosing to be alive. Does it mean to choose to commit suicide? That's what you mean? Yeah, some people, misfortune, or whatever it is, cause them to even think, to end the life or to keep living. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about, and here is what type of life you would have. We learned last few weeks. Each one of us have the negative side, what we call the evil inclination, some negativity within us that we learn that this is just an opportunity for me to awaken my goodness. It's not really evil, it's not really negative, it's not even real. It's just my opportunity. It's just like what we learned, the opponent. It's just my ability to earn or to keep appreciating the light that we have. So therefore, I need to choose life, but not enough to choose to live is what type of life your life will be connected to. And the Kabbalists explain life without, again, not just without, that will be guided, that will be connected to a path with rules and regulations and directions and goals. Not just random life that, once in a while I'm like shopping here and I'm shopping there. life of a path, that I find my path, that I know what I'm doing today, when I'm connecting today, and I'm connecting tomorrow, and I'm connecting every single day. Not once in a while, randomly, I'm showing up. I'm committed. I'm committed to the spiritual path. He says, if you don't have a spiritual path, technically you haven't yet chose life. Again, it's a very important, again, some of us chose even to show up to this class. But are you sure you're going to show up next week? Yeah, if I'm not busy, I usually am. Right? Or I'm listening to the recording. That's great. But then what do you do tomorrow? How do you show up tomorrow? What is your path showing you tomorrow and next day and next day? How do you start your day? What do you plug in the morning? Right? Who do you plug? 4 or 2? How do you, when you in a conflicted situation, what is the measurement that you use? What type of tool you use to measure where you are spiritually? Who are you using? Who is guiding you? Is it, you understand? It's important, this question he's asking you, because once you have a path, all the rest will be taken care of. I know when we working with students, right, and I work with my teacher, every aspect of my life need to be checked. What's happening with your parents? What's happening with your sister, brother? How do you see this? What do you see that? Everything, the spectrum of my life. That's how, and then you have to work on all of that. That's my path. That's what the path of Kabbalah, at least. It's not like simply just, but obviously, by the way, even just to wake up in the morning, not just once a year to get upgrades and updates. Every day you wake up in the morning, even just meditating, quiet down, sitting and meditating and thinking about all these ideas, right? And all these concepts. That's by itself is an incredible moment plugging in. Many people just waking up, starting the day, coffee, and let's go. Again, you should choose different type of day. And it's okay. Again, I know sometimes we're looking into this physical world and there's literally, I can't. I'm so busy. Just gotta go. I'm so busy. I don't have time. This is a problem. This is a problem. There's a problem. How am I going to deal with it? You're asking me to sit down 20 minutes. No, you don't understand. I'm dealing with billions of dollar deals. I don't have time for that. Each one of us have the opportunity to shift how we're doing this work. Now, let's continue. Then the Kabbalah says, and again, we're going to get there in a minute, and you should choose life. So he says it's very interesting that we actually saying that. Why? He says, it doesn't make any sense. Like a father, he says, he says, a man have land, and he comes to his children, to his son, and he tells him, listen, you see all this land, farming land, and this, I have a lake all over there. All of this, you can choose wherever you want to be. But I'm telling you, take this piece. This is amazing, and there's a coal, there's a gold mine under, there's lake, there's fresh water. Choose here, choose it. So what did he say? He says, where is the choice? If you're telling me to choose wherever I want, but then you put my hand and you tell me exactly this is the place, that you don't give me free will. So what is the free will if the Creator tells you, I'm giving you to choose life, but I'm telling you, choose life with the spiritual path. Choose life that's connected to the Torah, connected to the wisdom. Don't choose life that's connected to your ego. Choose different life. And then he says to him, and then he says, the Kabbalah says, but you put me on the good place. How can I choose something else? That's the gift. The gift is Vedvar habchira, and the idea of free will, the idea of choices, היא רק לעניין החיזוק. It's only for the sake of strengthening. What do you mean strengthening? We thought we have free will. Yeah, the free will that we all have, my dear friends, is maybe to choose if you want green olive or other olive on your pizza. Either you want you want to eat watermelon or you want to eat apple. Okay. Oh, you chose what? It's so nice. That's the amount of free will that we have. Choosing, maybe to go from this round to the house or from that. Okay. But you get to the house. Okay. You took right instead of left. Wow. That's the amount. That's the degree of free will that we get. Choose a black shirt or blue shirt. I'm choosing to trim my beard or all kind of simple thing. We're choosing. Yes, we're choosing. But when it comes down that we want to choose something greater than ourselves, we don't get access. Why? And why it becomes so difficult? Because you take your free will, you use it for little things, no problem, and you think that when it comes the moment that I need to choose, let's say you ask anybody, myself included, before you get married, right? You think you're choosing to get married with that individual, whatever you like to, whoever you like to marry, okay? It doesn't matter what it is. At the moment before the wedding, then you have like doubts. I'm not sure, is it the right thing? The majority of people in the world have that problem. How many times you heard people escape, right? The bride and the groom or the whatever it is, they escape. No, I don't want to, or break it. I don't want it. It's too hard. Because they don't have what we call the tool of free will, meaning they don't choose. Yeah, but I'm choosing every day. Candle this or to drink water or to drink the juice. Wow, it's an amazing choice I made. Let's understand. Even if a person got married, you know what he needs to do tomorrow when he wakes up in the morning? To choose again. But I already chose. Every single day you need to be re-choosing. This is why. Why? I already chose. I already decided yesterday. No, my friend. Every day you're choosing again and again and again. What do you do with that? You're strengthening what? Not your relationship to that spouse, to the power of choice, the power of choosing, the power of free will. That is a muscle. You have to understand, free will, it's a muscle that most of us have enough muscle just to lift, chocolate with almond or with whatever, or salt. Wow. We think we choose, that's okay. That's the amount of muscle that we have to choose. But to choose to change the world, if I ask any one of you, let's change the world. He says, yeah, but I have to go to work tomorrow. I'm busy tomorrow. We're going to change the world. I'm telling you, right, I finished my project. Benjamin, I've really 5 years, I'm finishing all the companies lined up. I said, let's change the world. Yes, but tomorrow I'm busy. I have meetings. Next week, I'm coming, I'm telling you. Next week comes, of course. They can't choose it. They don't have that muscle. That's why to come to the place that we say, I want to change the world, or I want to get married, or I want to open a business, what do you need? You need that free will, meaning the choice to be so strong. How many times you heard yourself or people say, I want to choose. No, I want to choose. Okay, you know what? But I'm choosing not to answer them. Have you heard yourself saying, I'm choosing not to respond. I'm choosing not to answer them. I'm choosing not to react to that. I'm choosing to give them. I'm choosing to invite them, but I choose not to invite them anymore. Have you heard yourself saying that? If you're not attentive to that. But why do you say that? Because this is the only thing we came here to this world to do, is to choose life. Meanwhile, we're choosing this, we're choosing that. Yeah, we're using that. But the choice that we have, is only for the sake of strengthening that muscle of choice. That tomorrow, if you're standing in front of any doubt or any fear, I'm choosing not to fall into that place, and you're not going to fall into that place because your choice is so strong. Nobody can handle it. I'm choosing no. Right? Have you ever seen someone choosing no? It's so strong. Because when they say, I choose this, most of us choosing something, next day we're changing our mind. That's the problem. Why is it the problem when I'm changing my mind tomorrow? I'm choosing to change my mind. It's a problem, you know why? Because you're not weakening anybody beside the free will muscle. That muscle gets weakened because, let's say, for example, you chose to eat garlic every morning. Nobody's choosing that, right? But let's say, for example, if somebody chooses something, or whatever those bitter, those juices people do. But one time I did, like, for, I don't know how many, maybe a couple of years, someone told me about apple cider vinegar. Have you heard about apple cider vinegar? You heard that? Every morning, every night I choose, I'm drinking this, until everything melted, no hair, nothing left. And I'm suffering. Yeah, but I already decided I'm going to do it for 1 year. I'm going to do it, and there's no stomach anymore. You know what I'm talking about? It's crazy, right? But I decided to do it, so I have to, Anyway, just in a joking way, but sometimes we have to understand, you decided, you choose it, you stick to it because you decided. Therefore, each one of us need to learn before we deciding something. Don't just jump in drinking apple cider vinegar. Check, is it right for me? Did I decide because of my environment? Did I decide because of how people are going to like me? Right? Did I decide because I want them to give me some benefits? Again, I'm just an extra in my movie. I'm not yet a character. A character, when you are the main actor, you can go. I've seen it many times. The main actor come to the director and says, you know what, I think if I can be in this light. Or sometimes the actor even come up with their own idea what to say. And the director says, wow, that's great. How you came up with that? Once you into that character, then you have influence. Then you have meaning. Then you have words. Then you have influence beyond. But first, again, this is if you would listen to one, this is the tool that I'm giving you, free will. And you need to have free will to choose this lesson and to guide yourself this way. And you will see that this year, again, before you decide anything, you don't make a decision before you really, really make. And once you make the decision, before you make research or you check it out a few times and you see if it's for you or not for you, or you check with your teacher or your guide or your mentor, whoever you have. And then you make a decision, but then you stick to it no matter what. You know why? Because you're strengthening the free will muscle. So for example, did you choose to wake up in the morning? I'm choosing at night. I want to wake up in the morning. Whether you wake up or not is something else. But once you wake up, how many times you need to choose to be aware of your environment? Aware of my environment? I didn't even think about it, right? How many times I need to choose to listen to people? Why? I don't know. If somebody comes, I never chose. If you don't choose it, you come in front of people and you don't want to listen to them. Even now, you come to even you study Kabbalah right now. It's what the Kabbalah speaks about. You have to choose to let this wisdom penetrate your heart. You have to choose it. Otherwise, the wisdom cannot. It has its own restrictions, it has its own barrier. If a person is not open for that, it's respect. So you have to choose to let it penetrate and do magic for you. That's what it is. You have to choose your teacher. You have to choose every day. Yeah, Benjamin, I love you. You're with me for how many years? 20 years you were together, right? If you don't choose me every day, one day you will choose not to be. That's what it is. You choose, you are a father, you're a parent. Choose to be a parent every day. Yeah, I chose, 20 years. Now the kid is a teenager. Who cares about me? He doesn't even care about me. He's a teenager now, right? No, because you stop choosing being a parent. You stop choosing being a father or a mother. You stop choosing being a great employee. Yeah, one day I got the employee of the month. Now it's okay. Now it's all. No, every day I'm choosing to be the best employee, the best friend. You choose to be a friend every single day. And again, I'm telling you, this is so simple, but will gather everything in your life in a way that you cannot even imagine. So this is what I want to leave you with. This is, again, there's so much more, but this is what we want to strengthen. Atem nitzavim, this is the truth. You're standing in front of the truth. Are you going to be an extra in your movie, or you're going to be the nitzav, the high rank, the general of your movie, right? And that is only based on how strong is your free will muscle. Thank you so much, and I wish you an amazing year. And again, with the help of these tools and the consciousness that this year we're going to be able to change completely this world to a much, much greater place to be in.